So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is a how-to video, how to install coilovers onto your car. And I want to shout out to Monica at Maxpeedingrods, because she's the one that's helped us get these coilovers, and at a fantastic price as well. Done us a really good deal. So if you don't know who Maxpeedingrods are, they are a manufacturer and supplier of automotive parts. They've been doing it since 2006, and yeah, fast growing. 24 hours shipment. They do such things as coilovers, crankshafts, connecting rods, you name it, tools, everything. So I'll be putting a link in my description, so if you want to check them out, there'll be a link there, so please do, because obviously they're supporting us, and yeah, I think you need to support them as well. So yeah, let's get to it. So here's the coilovers that I've gone for. These are just the standard like type coilovers. They're not like adjustable, so you can't make them soft or hard, anything like that. Again, you know, we're only going to the track, so realistically I don't think we'll need to change it for what we're doing at the moment. At a later date we can upgrade these, because I know Maxpeedingrods do two types, obviously this type, the basics, and also the adjustables as well, so you can change the dampening. So one thing to note as well is the front springs are 8k spring rate, and on the rear's got a 5k spring rate as well. So I do believe these are changeable, so you know, you can adjust them or order them to suit. So that's pretty cool. And they come in a nice anodized gold, so they do other colours as well, do silver, red. So step one of the build is get Ben to jack up your car. So again, if you're unsure of where to jack your car up, just check your manual. And so basically we're jacking it up on the front point there, and then put two axle stands, one either side. So you don't want to be doing it on jacks, just make sure that you've got axle stands. So get it up in the air, get the jacks underneath, and then we'll start undoing the bolts. Yeah, the coilovers also come with a couple of colours as well, so I believe these can be adapted to fit the EG, and obviously we're doing it on the EK. So you use the these basically the colours for the EK, and also you get your adjustable wrenches as well. So what we'll also probably do before we get started is just check the preloads on these. It's normally about 5 turns, that's what I've used on other coilovers in the past. And then we'll probably look at the ride height once we get the original suspension off. So Maxpeedingrods just gave us a bit of technical literature on the coilovers as well, just to, you know, basically give you a bit of information in case you're interested in their product. Basically what they're saying is that the gas pressure is kept low, and this is because there's a bias valve within the coilover, which gives you a more comfortable ride, and that there's low gas pressure, which reduces the stress on the seals, which keeps friction to a minimum, and sufficient stroke is attained, so there's far less effort for the coilover to work, and that's basically because that there's oil and gas. Well, the oil and gas are in separate chambers. So hopefully that gives you a bit more information about these, and we'll actually finally start fitting them. So first things first, get your wheel off. Once you've got your wheel off, there's a 40mm bolt there, so you need to take that out, and then there's a bolt on your lower control arm, which I'll show you there. So you've got a 17mm nut and a 17mm bolt, and then what you do is you knock this down. So feel free to walk away, Ben. I'll do the filming and do the next one. Ooh, they are rusty. So once you've got your 14mm out, knock your 17mm bolt out underneath. You probably need to hit that with a hammer. You're a strong one, you are.
I'll have someone really strong on me.
Then you need to knock the, I call it a horseshoe, I've called it all sorts of things really, but knock the fork down, so you need a hammer to knock it off the existing shock. Look at that, as simple as that. So now that's done, I'll lift the bonnet. So your 214's at the top. Nicely done. And don't worry, I will be doing the opposite side.
It does do some bits.
I do some bits, yeah. There's no point in being delicate, mate, with spraying it. There you go, look at that. What would you say, 4 or 5 minutes? If that. So now we can get one of the fronts. Front coilovers, again, putting the collar on. And then we just probably put a little bit of lube on there, clean some of the bolts up, then this can go back in. So this is us just checking the preload now. So it looks like they do come preloaded, but basically, you know, just to check it, if you wanted to wind it off, get it so that this is snug, just make sure this is loose and out of the way. So get it snug, and then basically what you want is this full, you know, 5 full rotations. Just making sure that this is obviously clamped up. Once you've got your 5 rotations, lock this back up, and then when it comes to that, then we'll adjust this for the height. So the way to adjust the height is unlocking this, moving this up, and then you twist this, and then that's what shortens the actual coilover itself. And once we've done that, we'll put it in the car. And you don't need these as well, the clamps for the brake lines, these are for the EG, so we can get rid of those, and we'll literally just have it as it is now. So we'll get onto that, set up the preload again, lock it off, and then we'll adjust the height and get it back in the car. So here's the coilover and the stock suspension side by side. So we're just going to do a bit of a comparison. Now we know that the car is about 60mm in the air, so whatever we want to do, we need to be taking off about 60mm. So if you look at that, we've got about 50mm. If you can see, yeah, it's about 50mm. So we'll wind this up 10mm, and I think it should be ready to go. So the unit's already shorter than the stock mount as well, or stock suspension, sorry, not mount. Right, let's wind her up.
About 10mm.
Yeah.
Lock it.
Yes, sir. We'll double check it once it's in the car as well. Right, so in goes the new shock. Now you should see 2 threads popping up here in a minute. And what I'll do is just grab, if I don't drop it, here, see if I can twist it. There you go. Too slightly, that's it. And also you get new hardware, new nuts. Can't even get it on. How am I supposed to build a drag car if I can't get the nut? There you go. Right, that's it. And then get the other one, which is just falling down. That's it, so we'll tighten them up, and then next thing that goes on. Oh, you're going for that already?
I'm going to wind them in.
Alright.
They're not 14s.
Are they not?
15s. Trip back to the toolbox.
Right, so it caught us off guard. So the new nuts are 15mm, not 14. Doesn't really matter, but just in case. Sweet. So now we're going to go in. There you go, Mr. Ben.
Thank you, sir.
Go in with a fork. So it's a little bit stubborn. I can't even see. I'll let Ben show you. So it's a little bit stubborn on the collar. We forgot to show that. So put the collar on.
Jacking it up. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. that's 14 done. Like I say, 17 was put in underneath, so we could jack this up. So I think we've just got the 17 nut to put on now, which Ben's going to do. And then we have this side to tackle. Right, the moment of truth. Let's see what lows we've got. Slowly. Whoa. Very low. Very low indeed. But we've got to take the subframe off and everything else anyway, so we'll get a chance to adjust it. So on the rears, a little bit more simpler. You've got a 40mm bolt at the bottom, captive nut on the opposite side, so you don't need to worry about that. And then you've got two 14s in here. There you go. Obviously I've stripped the interior out, but there is obviously your interior, there's a little box at the top. Pull the top of the lid off, and then that gets you into these here. So fire away. Yep. Right, so I guess I lied to you. You need to take this bolt out as well, so it's another 14mm, and then as soon as you do that, that will allow the suspension to drop, so then you can just literally pull it out, he says, but wiggle it. So it looks like I'm going to have to get some new arms as well, because the bushing's gone, so that's another expense. Anyway, so that's that out. So I've got both coilovers for the rear all set up, so we're about 80mm, different to the stock. So they're both ready to go back in. Shock's in, so what we're doing now is just jacking up the arm so we can get the bolts in. Ben's just lining it up now. Just watch all the rust, because she's a rusty old girl, bless her. We'll have to whack some lube on that actually, get some copper grease on it.
Just pass it the pot.
Okay. You don't trust me with your copper grease. There you go, look, just dips it in. And it won't just a tip either.
All the way in.
All the way in. So when you put in the 14 in, don't forget that there's packers to go in either side as well, so it's 2 per side. You'll also need to cut the bolt off the existing suspension, because it doesn't come with a bolt, and we just learnt that as well. So that is captive on the other shocker, by the way. So all we're going to do now is just wind that in, put the nut on, and you'll need a 14 and a 19 for the back. And just for a mental note, we are tightening these up as we go along. I don't think I've mentioned it, so if you are wondering, that these do get locked off. So here's the beast after we've lowered her. So we'll bring her outside so you can see. Don't be riding my clutch. Oh. Yeah, you're alright. Keep coming. She's low. Just worried about the lows, you know.
See how she rides.
I feel like my ass is scraping on the floor.
It is, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Don't forget your brakes are probably lacking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm impressed with these. So it feels a lot better, a lot more sturdier anyway. More responsive. Not too uncomfortable either. So there you go guys, that is how you lower a Honda Civic EK. So I hope that helps you. The only issue that we ran into, which we didn't film basically because was up against it, is that there's a bolt that's shared on the opposite side, and there's Ben stood in the background. So the next thing we're going to do with this is we're going to attempt to do a burnout, and then it'll be back in the garage, and then we're going to start basically ripping out the little D14 and then putting a K20 in. So I hope you enjoy this one, and like I say, thanks to Ben again for always helping us out, and if you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and yeah, see you on the next one. See you! Purple Lamborghini,